Hi everyone, it's Hayden. I always feel really awkward starting these videos and I don't know why. I shouldn't, but I do. So, whatever. And then I start talking and I feel fine. So, hi everyone. So, in this video, I'm going to be giving some updates, changes. It's week 7 on testosterone, which is pretty exciting. So, and when I do these videos, I do it at the end of the week. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing injection number 8, in case you guys were wondering that. I really shouldn't be doing this video right now. I should be doing finals stuff. Today is technically finals week, and I'm losing my effing mind. So this is my little break, I guess. So, cool. On my list, I wrote down for changes / updates, not a whole lot. It's all kind of the same steady like movement, and it's hard to tell what is really happening with my body right now. I have been noticing a little bit more acne on my shoulders, and it's not bad. I do have like a body wash thing that I have been using. But I also did get the cream that my doctor had prescribed me. I've been using that 3 times a week, and I don't know, I haven't really noticed much of a difference with my face. There is like breakouts still on my jawline and right here. But yeah, it's nothing that's like over the top like it was when I was in high school, so I'm good. Still really stressed. I don't really know how I should be feeling about certain things, or I don't know if it's testosterone or if it's just my brain right now because I'm just stressed out about everything. I mean, I'm stressed out about school, I'm stressed out about holidays coming up. Like that's a lot of anxiety coming up. With that said, I'm kind of getting at this point where if I get into like a disagreement with someone or an argument, which is really rare, but when I do, I just shut down and I lose everything that I'm thinking, and then I will be fine. I'll regroup and get my shit together, and then I'm fine. My cat is licking a window right now. Animals. Stress, shutting down. That's not too new. It's just more now I lose words. Like I don't know how to verbalize things. It's a fat squirrel kind of night. This could play into stress as well. I haven't been sleeping well. I wake up a lot throughout the night, and I wake up really sweaty and it's gross. I'm just a ball of sweat. Our apartment is really warm right now too. We have control of our heat, but it doesn't really feel like it because it is balls hot in my apartment. I have my window open right now, and it is, what is today? December 15th. That's ridiculous in Wisconsin. But it has been pretty warm out, so that's really great. So then I don't swell. Some of you people don't know that. I have a cold allergy, and yes, it is real. But I have a cold allergy, and I swell and I get hives like all over my body. So I'm constantly wearing like quadruple layers in the winter. So this weather has been perfect for me. It was like 40 degrees out today. So that's wonderful. Hair, I'm still getting hairy. On my little list here, I drew like a quick sketch of a dude with hairy armpits and stuff. Uh, I'm getting hairy everywhere. I mean, that's just it. But that's gonna just continue to go crazy, I feel. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it. haven't really talked about this much in other videos because it's a little bit uncomfortable, I guess. Family, friends, coworkers, colleagues. I'm sorry. Sex drive is still pretty high, which is pretty fun, but it's not like as intense as it was, which is actually really nice. Yeah, that's kind of leveled out, but it's at a good level. I'm also more comfortable with myself, so that definitely helps that too. Best news ever. Not ever, but it's pretty great. My period is finally gone. So that's really great. And I haven't gotten any cramps. I know I had stated, I think in my first video that I posted, that I used to get really, really bad cramps. I mean, to the point it would wake me up in the middle of the night and I would be just like curled up in a ball on the ground near tears. But they didn't happen at all. So, or at least I think I never really kept track of my menstrual cycle because it was something that I really, really despised. That's one thing that I wanted gone ASAP. Cheers to that. Voice, I don't know. I think it sounds the same as it did last week because it probably does. Like on a day-to-day basis, people have been asking if I'm sick. Obviously, people are becoming more aware of it now, which is kind of cool. So I feel like I should talk about this because in my last video, I don't think I was really that clear when it comes to misgendering me. Because I had gotten some people that had messaged me and they were texting me saying that they really don't mean to misgender me and that it's a mistake when they do it, but they try to catch themselves as they're talking about me or to me. That's not what I was getting at all. It's totally fine if you screw up. We're human. We all screw up. It's more of that intention thing. And I feel like I should wear like a big sign saying it's okay if you screw up. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. I'm not going to be mad at you by any means. But what I was getting at in my last video with misgendering is the people that know that I am trans, but they still refer to me as female, but they know that I am transitioning. And I was really getting at this point of I don't know if they're just like super unaware of what being trans means. If you screw it up and you're trying to use the correct pronouns, don't beat yourself up. Please do not do that. Yeah, it's going to take some time. So, and I totally get that. I'm sorry if I made people feel bad or uncomfortable. It's all about intention. And if you're intentionally not using the right pronouns, like, yeah, that's going to upset me. But if you're trying and there's that effort of you trying, I love you. So, yeah, don't beat yourself up. That's it really for changes. I don't know. One of my dear, dear friends, she's so great, and I really appreciate everything that she has done for me. She's a really beautiful person inside and out, and I am really thankful that I have met her. She's always wanting to improve on things, and honestly, like, I think she's so great, and I don't know if she can really like improve on things because she's such a wonderful person and a joy to be around. But she asked a really great question, and I need to address it. I need to talk about it. So she asked how cisgendered people can support the trans community and trans individuals, which I think she I think she knows how to support them because she does on a day-to-day basis. But she had mentioned that there's going to be a lot of cisgendered people that are watching my videos, and that's totally true. If you don't know what cisgendered means, it basically means that an individual was born in the correct body. Um, so their gender corresponds with their biological sex. So basically, the opposite of transgendered. I wrote down these bullet points of how a cisgendered individual could show their support to the trans community and for trans individuals. But it's purely my own thoughts. So it's a really personal sort of thing of how I feel. There's probably a lot of different ways that people can support the trans community and trans individuals. And there's probably some people out there that don't agree with what I think. But these are the kind of key things that I was thinking of. And I've been thinking about this for the past week when she had asked me. So I've been putting a lot of thought into it and how I want to address it in my video. So first I put be involved. By being involved in trans related things, it's going to show your support. Different things that are going on in our country, in the world, that are trans related. There's also events that go on, such as Transgender Day of Remembrance, which was a couple weeks ago. And so if you know of something that's going on in your community, go to it, you know? Being involved in the community, and that's going to show a lot of support and love towards the trans community and trans individuals. Education. Education is key to anything really in life. The more that one is educating themselves on stuff, the more knowledge they are going to share with others. And that's going to start like this cycle of conversation with people. And there's a lot of education that needs to be done when it comes to trans related topics. There's a lot of discrimination. It's kind of fucked up to think that I could be in a position sometime where somebody wants to hurt me physically, emotionally. I mean, people get murdered based off of their gender identity. And that's really heartbreaking, which is like another, fear of mine. Like, I don't know. I don't know what this future is holding for me, especially now that I'm going out with these videos. Or if I don't know if I'm going to be out with friends one day and I'm going to go use the bathroom I feel comfortable using, which I don't feel comfortable using any bathroom. But if I were to use the men's bathroom, I don't know if there's some psychopath in there that's going to look at me and think that I'm some freak and they're going to beat the shit out of me. I don't know that. And so that's the sad reality of it, is trans individuals are discriminated against a lot. So educate yourself on these things. And I know my friend who asked this question is well educated on a lot of these things, but not everyone is. Even employment. I think there's 32 states as of right now in 2014 that don't have laws that protect people from getting fired from their jobs if they identify as trans or are gender nonconforming. And that's messed up. That's so messed up. So I know in Wisconsin, I'm not protected from a discrimination law based on federal or state. That's just not cool. Like any trans identified person is not protected. My job, I'm so thankful for my job because they are so supportive of it. They're supportive of me. They love me there, and I'm really thankful for that. There was some like weird thought in my mind where I'm like, okay, well, this could be a thing like I could get fired for. Not that they would fire me because I knew that they would be accepting of it, but I thought about it. But even in the employee handbook, it states that they don't discriminate. And it lists off like a bunch of different things that they don't discriminate against. And so I knew I was fine. But I mean, I knew I was fine previously of that. But still, that's a thought that logically I'm thinking in my head like this could happen. Educate yourself on that. Fight for it, you know. There's a lot that needs to be done when it comes to rights of trans identified people. When I was asked this question, I was trying to think of like the huge spectrum of it all, but it's kind of overwhelming. The biggest thing is to just be involved with things. As for showing your support to an individual who identifies as transgendered, there's a lot of things that you can do to support them. And again, these are things that I'm thinking of on a personal sort of thing. There's a lot more things that you could do, but these are things that I thought of. So, pronouns. If you don't know someone's pronouns, just ask. It's not going to hurt to ask, and it's a lot better than assuming someone's gendered pronouns. That's just it. Don't ignore somebody's preferred gender pronouns. That just seems like an obvious statement, but don't ignore it. Because if you're ignoring their pronouns, you're not acknowledging them as a person. Cisgendered, transgendered, you're not going to want to ignore somebody's preferred gender pronouns. It seems like a really logical thing to say, but some people, they get uncomfortable in these situations and like, oh my god, is that a boy or is that a girl? Holy shit, there's more than two genders. So don't ignore it. Be cautious and be aware of outing someone. It takes a lot. Well, it took a lot for me to come out as trans, and I would be so upset if somebody outed me. Like, really, really upset. So be really cautious of that. If somebody is like talking to you about them questioning their gender, don't just leave it at that. Take it as a compliment that they are coming to you and talking to you because they trust you. Some people try to be really, really nice. They'll say certain comments that aren't particularly really great. Avoid comments like, oh, he used to be a girl. Yeah, but he's actually trans. I wouldn't be able to tell you're trans. Those are things you shouldn't say to a trans person. And I use the male pronouns because it's just me, and that's what I'm relating to. I haven't personally been asked some of those things, but there have been situations where there are these awkward conversations and awkward comments coming up. I know intentions a lot of the times are not to be rude and they're to be supportive, but be really cautious of what you're saying and be aware of what you're saying. Please know that each person's transition is a really personal and intimate time in their life. Not everyone is going to choose to take hormones. Not everyone is going to choose to have surgery. Everyone is different. So for me, for example, I don't have to take hormones to say that I am a guy. If I felt 100% comfortable being me pre-T, that would be fine. I would identify as a guy, but society does not see that. don't just assume that everybody's transition is the same, because it's definitely not. Don't ask somebody who is trans what their genitals look like. I don't go around asking people what their genitals look like. Why would somebody do that? Just don't ask somebody about their genitals. I don't know. That seems like a pretty normal thing to not ask. Know the difference between gender identity and sex and sexual orientation. There is a key difference between a lot of these things, and people do not see it because they are completely different things, and a lot of people don't realize that, but they are. So gender and sex are two different things. So, I don't know. That's a lot. And I kind of felt uncomfortable talking about it, but I think it's an important thing to have conversations about. The more that people are educated about certain things when it comes to trans related topics, the more of a dialogue is going to happen. And that dialogue, it's going to be this ongoing cycle. And more people are going to be aware of certain things. So the biggest thing is have these conversations with people. So if you see something or hear something that's more transphobic, or well, anything that's discriminated against, speak up. If you are in a safe environment and if you feel okay, why not talk about it? Because conversation can change a lot. It can move a lot of people. So, yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing, is being informed on things and educating yourself and having dialogue with people about things and taking action. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna leave. I will do a video in about a week or so. So I hope you guys have a really great week, and as always, ask questions, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and yeah. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.